What's up, BookTube family? I want to talk about long books, thick books, and why they can sometimes be scary to even think about reading. That's next. Okay, I have never read any of the books in this series, and I know that the author is very controversial right now. And I've thought about reading this book, or these books in this series, because I have the first book in the series and I have the last book in the series. But I want to focus on this book right here. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. So, I picked this book up many years ago when it first came out, and I was walking through a big box store, and there was stand after stand after stand of this book. Like, it was everywhere that you went in the store, especially around the registers, at the door. When you walk through the entrance, you have to run this gauntlet of these display cases with this particular book. And then I looked at the book and I'm like, damn, that book is thick. You know, I was like, I don't know if I can do this, you know? And since I haven't read it, I guess obviously I haven't been able to do this. But a lot of times I will see a book that's really long, and even if the story is interesting, a lot of times I'll just say, nah, I can't, I don't want to get in there, because it can be kind of intimidating. Now, I have read some longer books of late, a couple, and well, I shouldn't say of late, probably in the last year to 2 years, I've read a couple of longer books. I read a Sarah J. Maas book that was a little bit longer. I read a Brandon Sanderson book that was a little bit longer, and I've read several Stephen King books that are pretty long. Like, for example, It is a very, very long story that I knew well, but I was glad to actually finally read the book. And so I am trying to work on, and we're all a work in progress to some extent, I am trying to work on not dismissing really long books, particularly fiction books, because sometimes you could miss out on a really good story. I actually decided not to read. I was trying to choose recently, a little bit of a reading slump coming out of it. I was trying to choose a good book to read, and I passed on a book that I was really excited about because it was a little bit longer than another book that was shorter and I thought would read faster. So again, reading slump, fast reads, get in, get out, get yourself back in a reading rhythm. So I say all this to say, don't be overly intimidated by a book that's longer. Sometimes you could just take a little bit longer to read, and you might find out that you almost passed on a book that's really good just because it looked kind of a little bit long. So I don't know if I'll ever read this. This is the last one, I think, in the Harry Potter series. So we'll see. But I have some other really long, thick, lengthy books that I'm going to be looking at reading at some point. So we shall see. But this video, again, just don't be scared off of books just because they are long. And another tip, that's kind of a bonus tip, when you're walking through one of those big box stores and you see all those displays and they're really pushing a book pretty hard, be very careful. Make sure it's a book that you really want to read. Friendly piece of advice. Peace.